Unity is incredibly important because if you're going to implement a strategy, the first thing you need is a common vision and a common set of objectives. If you don't have a common set of objectives upon which people can agree, then people aren't able to act systematically and in a coordinated way. They can't act systematically in a coordinated way. They can't follow a strategy, which means fundamentally you have people who want to do this and that and the other thing, and your movement just gets pulled apart. It gets pulled into many, many different directions. So unity is a basis, a key basis upon which nonviolent movements function. Now, unity is tested throughout a movement. Um, Unity is difficult to maintain. It's an ongoing challenge. There are new cracks in unity that can appear at any time. But I'll move on now to the coalition building part. With regards to coalitions, nonviolent movements have power in part because they have numbers. The more numbers a movement has, the more powerful it is. So a movement that may start as a group of students or a group of women or a group of workers or minority group, et cetera, if it remains throughout its entire duration and entire course just isolated to that one group, generally speaking, it is not able to make sizable change. It can make change, but it can't make the kind of change that is possible when it forms a coalition. Now, the more parties you add to a coalition, the more potential cracks in your unity you have. So there's an art form and a science to how to do this. But when you add people in a coalition, two things happen. You get the numbers, but you also get the ability to launch more tactics. If you have an element of organized labor in your movement, you not just have the people who are part of those labor groups, they're able to go on strike or or boycott, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a whole other front upon which a movement can then compete. So coalition building is incredibly important. Participation is, and in order to be a representative movement, you need participation. If you're claiming that you want to do something large, change some major imbalance in society, you have to claim that you represent people, and the proof of that is building coalitions with them.
So it's safe to say if you want to increase your power, increase your legitimacy and your leverage, then you need more numbers and you need a broader based participation.
Absolutely. And in order to get that, generally speaking, you build a vision that's able to unite people. And you build that vision by listening to people, by listening to what their aspirations are and listening to what issues they're discontent about. When you understand their aspirations as well as their sources of discontent, you start to build a vision that weaves together these aspirations and sources of discontent for various groups. And you use the language of values, shared values, patriotism, cultural heritage, shared history, religious ideas and concepts, and other sources of shared experience to weave this vision together so that people can agree at least on the values that your movement stands for.